Welcome to our U.S. briefing show. Today, we're diving into some lively protests happening nationwide. From Honolulu to Virginia, thousands of people gathered peacefully to voice their opposition to policies they disagree with, especially around Trump's administration. These No Kings rallies are all about standing up for democratic values and expressing concerns over authoritarian tendencies, with a lot of energy and community spirit. No violence, just passionate voices and signs, truly inspiring scenes. And in a heartwarming story from Miami, Goliath, the Galapagos tortoise, just celebrated his 135th birthday and his first Father's Day. This gentle giant has been around for over a century, and with the recent hatch of his first offspring, it's a hopeful sign for his endangered species. Both Goliath and his new baby are doing well, reminding us of the resilience of nature and the importance of conservation. Finally, in Washington, D.C., President Trump's grand military parade marked his 79th birthday, complete with impressive displays of military might. But not everyone was celebrating. Many protesters took to the streets, voicing their concerns over the cost and symbolism of such displays. It's a scene of contrasts, patriotic pride on one side, and calls for accountability on the other. Stay tuned as we unpack all these stories and more. Please continue to watch for the full details. The No Kings Day protests across the United States showcased a powerful wave of grassroots activism, with thousands rallying peacefully to voice their opposition to President Donald Trump's policies and the perceived erosion of democracy. In Honolulu, Hawaii, a massive crowd estimated between 1,500 and 7,000 gathered outside the state capitol, chanting slogans, waving signs, and banging pots and pans in a spirited demonstration coinciding with Trump's 79th birthday and a grand military parade in Washington, D.C. The event, organized by groups such as Indivisible Hawaii and 50501, was part of a broader nationwide movement that included similar rallies in Maui, Hawaii Island, Jamestown, North Dakota, and Petersburg, Virginia. Despite the large turnout, law enforcement reported no violence or property damage, highlighting the peaceful nature of these protests, which aim to challenge the administration's policies on immigration, militarization, and authoritarian tendencies. In Jamestown, North Dakota, the protest drew about 181 participants on Flag Day, emphasizing the protesters' desire to defend American democracy and oppose the militarization of government. Led by Reverend Marty Topke Floyd, the march was characterized by its peaceful conduct, with participants holding signs that read, "No Kings," and waving U.S. flags. The protest was a response to the exorbitant costs of the military parade, funded by taxpayers, which critics argued was an inappropriate celebration amid domestic struggles like cuts to social services and public education. The event served as a symbolic act of defiance against authoritarianism, with protesters asserting their constitutional rights and emphasizing the importance of safeguarding democratic values. Meanwhile, in Petersburg, Virginia, roughly 100 demonstrators braved rain to assemble at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Bridge, chanting and holding signs condemning Trump's overreach and policies that threaten civil liberties. Participants voiced concerns about the administration's disregard for the Constitution, threats to Medicaid, and immigration policies that cause fear among minority communities. Several attendees shared personal stories, including fears of family members being detained or deported, underscoring the protest's emotional and community-driven nature. Even amid torrential rain, their steadfast presence reflected a collective commitment to resisting authoritarian tendencies and defending the core principles of democracy. Overall, these nationwide protests underscored a widespread desire for accountability and a rejection of authoritarianism, with participants emphasizing the importance of civic engagement and constitutional rights. The Associated Press vividly recounts the remarkable story of Goliath, the Galapagos tortoise at Zoo Miami, who recently celebrated his 135th birthday and his first Father's Day. Goliath, a gentle giant weighing 517 pounds, hatched on Santa Cruz Island sometime between 1885 and 1890 and arrived in the United States in 1929, eventually settling at Zoo Miami in 1981. His life story embodies resilience and longevity, and this year marked a historic milestone with the successful hatching of his first offspring, a healthy baby tortoise named Sweet Pea, born from an egg laid in January. This event is especially poignant given the endangered status of Galapagos tortoises, whose populations have been decimated by human exploitation and invasive species, making Goliath's age and new role as a father symbols of hope amidst ongoing environmental threats like climate change and habitat loss. Meanwhile, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation highlights a dramatic display of American patriotism and political tension during President Donald Trump's long-anticipated military parade through Washington, D.C., celebrating the U.S. Army's 250th anniversary. Thousands of spectators gathered along Constitution Avenue to witness the spectacle, which featured nearly 7,000 troops and 150 military vehicles, including tanks and armored cars, at a cost of up to $69 million. Trump's fiery speech proclaimed the United States as the hottest country in the world, warning adversaries of military strength and vowing victory over any threats. The parade, echoing past military marches, ignited controversy among critics who saw it as a costly and authoritarian display, especially amid widespread protests under the No Kings theme, where thousands voiced their opposition to Trump's policies across the nation. The day was marked by a stark contrast between patriotic celebration and vigorous demonstrations, reflecting deep political divisions. Finally, Yahoo US reports on the critical challenges facing Spokane's medical research and healthcare sectors amid proposed federal budget cuts from the Trump administration. Leaders from local hospitals, universities, and biotech firms convened to warn of devastating consequences if NIH funding is slashed by 40%, which could result in the loss of billions of dollars, thousands of jobs, and a significant setback to the nation's scientific innovation. The cuts threaten to dismantle the research pipeline, jeopardize ongoing projects, and diminish the training of future scientists and doctors, with ripple effects felt across the entire healthcare system. Experts emphasize that private investment alone cannot replace government funding, especially for early-stage research and small business grants crucial for innovation. The potential reductions not only threaten scientific progress but also endanger local employment, hospital staffing, and the broader health infrastructure, painting a bleak picture of the long-term impact of federal austerity on medical advancement and regional stability. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.